Gotta love leaked videos, especially from officials. It's been removed now, but it got re-uploaded, so... Apologies for being late, everyone. I am usually late to these topics, but a new MLP clip just dropped, and... it looks alright. Looks neat for a teaser clip, if that's what it is. I don't know, maybe someone over at Hasbro HQ just accidentally leaked it for some reason, because as of now, they removed it, so I don't know, maybe they found out from the office that someone did this. As I am writing this, though, a new episode of Tell Your Tale, which is pretty much about this very topic, just released, so this helps me quite a lot for this video. Like a lot. Like, oh, I'm either going to be giving a reminder, or adding a new spin, or informing the new people about this topic. And that topic is the mystery of cutie marks. What they mean, how they work, and how I'm gonna try and crack that mystery. To the best of my ability, of course. The reason why I am bringing this up is, well, it's G5. We don't know how exactly cutie marks work and how they've evolved in this timeline. So, I'm gonna try and give my thoughts and theories as to what cutie marks mean, especially in this generation. Even if it turns out to be exactly the same as G4 with no changes at all, I'll still be very happy to speak my mind. And with the leaked clip from the new G5 chapter, as well as the new TWT episode, and of course, missing the mark, it's gonna help me a lot into how they've evolved in the pony culture of today. I think the first case in point we need to discuss is, what are cutie marks? Before we start this, however, 92.6 of you aren't subscribed. Don't subscribe. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. Cutie marks are essentially the signature of a pony. They're little image designs a pony gets on their flanks to represent themselves, and, in my eyes, they can represent three things: personality, talent, and fate/destiny. They can represent either one, a mix of two, or all three of these things. All depends on what goes on in their lives. This can be passed down by family, given through independence, or fate can give you a whole realization you never thought was possible. At least, that's what I think. But, no matter the circumstances, they're all unique in their own right. And I mean that literally too, with the designs. I've never seen them exactly match each other, even if the ponies are twins. Cutie marks are obviously a big event for ponies, showing their talent, personality, destiny/fate, whatever happens. I'd assume most or all pony families have a huge celebration once a filly or colt gets their mark. But there are cases, I guess essentially this one case here, where you don't need to get a cutie mark at a young age. But, even with this, it does not limit what they can and cannot do. They can take on as many other talents or hobbies as they want. It just shows the one specific thing they're really good at. Some can argue that it's simply just based on destiny or fate, and yeah, that pretty much can sum it up too. I came up with these three groups because of how different a cutie mark can be. Some cutie marks are very literal, as in a literal object on their flank, while others are abstract symbols, and sometimes they can be both. I think those differences sort of loosely put them into categories. I'll get more into that later. For G4, it was a lot more obvious how ponies get their cutie marks, but now, with the magic being gone, how do they get them in G5? I think that is a simple answer if you think about it correctly. Cutie marks don't really need a pony's base magic to form themselves. Just because the pony's base magic is gone, doesn't mean a cutie mark still can't form. I believe that they have their own kind of magic, separate from Earth Pony, Unicorn, and Pegasi magic.
But Jesse,
you may be asking,
if Twilight took away all of the magic, how do ponies get their cutie marks now?
Well, you silly horse. The answer is simple. Twilight never took away cutie mark magic, now did she? It was only said that she took away Earth Pony, Pegasi, and Unicorn magic. There was no cutie mark magic stone Sunny had to rescue in the movie, was there? Hell, I feel like the Journal of the Two Sister confirms this when they mention Star Swirl working on a spell around it. This shows that these cutie marks do have a sense of magic of their own, not needing a pony's base magic to create themselves.
But Jurassic!
You may be asking, again,
what do you mean cutie cutie mark magic? Twilight says that magic can't make a cutie mark appear, so how is it magic?
Well, of course, other kinds of magic can't technically give a cutie mark and make it appear. That just fucks up the natural process. And by natural, I mean the original magic that inherits from a cutie mark and a pony. So I guess you can call it natural magic. Learn something new every day, huh? Okay, so, cutie marks are magical. Guess that wasn't in the question, was it? What was the question? Oh yeah, how they work! Cutie marks seem to create an image of themselves on a pony. It can be either an object, a symbol, or a mix of the two, like I explained before. Now, what determines an image of a cutie mark? From what I have noticed, it comes from the pony's mind, by doing some sort of action that causes a realization or aha moment in the brain. That is where the cutie mark magic activates itself, forming the mark on a pony's flank. That can also be in the middle of an action as well, not realizing it until after the action is done. Now, would that consider cutie marks to be psychological? Well, yes, as it does come from the mind. It forms an image to create by most likely seeing certain objects or symbols a pony has seen within its lifetime. From there, making the cutie mark for them. You can also consider it to be partly biological, as it shows up physically on the body itself, changing how the fur looks. Sometimes you know exactly what you're getting, other times you have no idea what it means unless you think about it hard enough. I like Doc Anevis's explanation of her cutie mark representing the change from a caterpillar to a cocoon to finally a butterfly. All metaphoric, by the way, it's great. Also, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. More evidence to the fact there's this brain-cutie mark connection is the fact that it can happen the other way around, as in the cutie mark coming first, affecting the brain. This could happen through various means. One being an illness or disease, like the cutie pox. Another being swapping the marks between two ponies. In the case of diseases, there is cutie pox, a rare disease that is said to be spread like chickenpox. This is most likely a phenomenon that manipulates the cutie mark magic to multiply with talents that it makes up, forcing the brain to act upon that cutie mark once it's implemented onto the pony, even spreading onto one or more parts of the body, not just the flank. Not even trying other things will stop the disease from acting up, since it seems to have more control over the brain. From the Friendship is Magic canon, the disease is unknown to the ponies, but not to zebras. The origin overall is never explained, but I believe that this is a natural disease a pony or zebra could get that could spread from body to body. It of course eventually did stop itself by either just going away or, you know, ponies dying from it. Yes, we go that deep here, because why not? The fandom's gone much deeper. Maybe some survived to tell the tale? Who knows? As for why Apple Bloom didn't spread this disease, I believe that there is a difference between a pony's wish on a flower and something naturally made. Natural cutie pox versus pony-made cutie marks, if you will. Now, as for cutie mark swapping, the more definitive way it happens is by a magic spell, like one Twilight did on the two sisters, Celestia and Luna, or as in Magical Mystery Cure, where Twilight has to figure out how to switch the other 5's cutie marks back after randomly swapping around. As for what Sparky did, I'm gonna have to get into that another time. That's a completely different topic. I'm sure you understand. This causes the cutie mark to switch the talents and or personality they inherited from one body to another. This seemingly affected a switch, figuratively and mentally, in the brain to make it now think it's good at this specific job. You think it works smoothly, right? Well, no, it doesn't. This instead makes the brain of that pony have more trouble trying to maintain that talent of the other pony that they've switched with. Despite them having a cutie mark that helps them hone in that power, it's almost like it struggles to take its place in the host's brain after replacing the original magic that the pony's cutie mark has made. That certainly sounds like a cutie mark affecting the brain to me. Cutie marks can also be taken away and replaced by other sorts of cutie marks if the smell being used is done correctly, affecting the magic of the pony entirely to fit whatever they were given. In this example with Starlight, it effectively brainwashes all of the ponies into thinking they're all the same. Because of this mental process though, it makes sense for the ponies with strong willpower to resist this sameness, such as the main six and the other ponies who spoke against her, when they revealed that, she never changed her cutie mark. In short, messing with cutie marks messes with the brain, and cutie marks can only take proper effect when earned naturally, and that effect seems to shine, or sparkle, a lot more than normal nowadays. Now, we get to compare G5's cutie marks and how they've evolved in this time period. Besides them being only on one side of the flank, not important to be honest, these cutie marks have a tendency to sparkle when a pony does something they enjoy the most or something relating to their cutie mark, or glow from the literal magic of friendship. To me, both ways, or all ways, are possible here. Izzy seems to know about this whole sparkle thing, but maybe she sees it as such a common phenomenon now in her time, she just kinda makes these things up with the whole sparkle school and whatnot. Right now, all of this seems to be only within the main 5, or now main 6, as Misty adapts to this sparkly effect when gaining her cutie mark. I know she said every pony else here, but I think she's really referring to the main 5, or she doesn't know that no pony else has the sparkling cutie mark effect yet. If I'm wrong about that and I somehow missed someone else's cutie mark besides the main 5 sparkling, tell me, please. My theory here is, cutie marks can inherit and embody other types of magic into itself, good or bad. It can either make it stronger, or weaken and damage its magical state. Maybe, once the magic came back, it unlocked something more with the cutie marks and made them stronger. Just like how it unlocked more with the Earth Pony magic. Yes, I don't mean that there's a separate stone out there. I'm saying there was something in these crystals now. There's something a little secret packed in there so these cutie marks can blossom a little more. My theory. And yes, I did tell you that these cutie marks don't need a pony's base magic, but maybe Twilight did something to make it stronger. Just hear me out. This is something either Twilight set up, or something that naturally came as the magic in those crystals was building itself up and expanded itself over time during the separation. Cutie marks always glowed back in the age of G4 from doing powerful things. Now, they seem to pretty much be doing the same thing with a little more of a stretch to it. Now sparkling instead of just glowing. At least that's how Izzy puts it. Cutie mark magic seems to have a bigger and more important role in G5. Some of the magic even manifests in a lantern that is remade for Sunny, which has the ability to make things look more cooler and furbished than the original product, as well as help with certain situations. Call it a Deus Ex Machina device all you want, but I believe that this whole cutie mark magic thing has a bigger role than we ever could have imagined now, especially in this generation. And as I see it, it will most likely show more of its evolved form as the show goes on. Now that I think that, maybe Sparky was somehow connected to this magic. Okay, no, that's a theory for another day, but that's just something to put out there. With all of this new information we're getting within the show, the more I look back and see how things are connecting. Like with the Cutie Mark Mystery and why it seems to have a larger role now more than ever. Did I solve the mystery? I think I did. It's all just magic. It's all magic. Whether they explain it directly in the show or not, just as long as you look for the clues that are given to you, you can come up with your own explanation just like I am. And honestly, I like that. I know eventually we're gonna get most of all of these answers. These are just my theories as to why I think these things work. And with that all summed up, I think it's best to say that Cutie Mark magic has evolved more over the generations as it grows into G5's timeline. I mean, G5 certainly acknowledges that it's some sort of Cutie Mark magic too, so I feel like this even thickens my point even further. But I digress. Is there maybe something I missed? Let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to punch myself if I end up being wrong about something. That, or try to add it into the explanation and theory I already have for Cutie Mark so far, and make a follow-up video for it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I am honestly quite proud of this theory, if you can even call it that. I have a few more ideas for theories in the works, so, you know, be sure to press your clicker on the sub button if you really like this one. I tried to make these things more interesting, you know, so I hope I delivered. And also, thank you for 100 subs. Holy shit, that was fast. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Hoof to heart. Cheers. Wait. Sparkle. Twilight. I found out why they sparkle. Guys, I did it! I solved the mystery! I did it! I found out why they sparkle! She set it up! What?